catalytic converter slash oxygen sensor for a 2002 Toyota Camry. Bless me. Okay, so we got, it's a nut that goes up on here. We gotta take that off. We gotta take this bolt off, which all of these are 12s. That's a bolt right there on the heat shield. We gotta take off. We gotta take off this. All these are 12mm bolts. And we're gonna probably take off these down here. I'm gonna see if they need to be taken off. And of course the oxygen sensor, which we got an oxygen sensor socket, and I'll tell you what size. And these bolts right here, because when this heat shield comes off, this bracket right here is in the way. All right, be right back. All right, so we took the bolts off for the heat shield. How to take the oxygen sensor off is like right here. You just push this little tab, and then this is the O2 sensor socket. So it's a 7/8 where it has this little opening, and you can just put it right on there and twist it. All right, I'll be right back with that. Let's just take it off. Okay, so these two bolts right here, these two are 9/16, like a 14. So we're about to take that off and take the bracket off. And be right back. Got the O2 sensor out. If you're just changing the O2 sensor, you just unplug that and hit it with the 7/8, and that's about it. And screw the new one in. All right, be right back. Okay, so these are the exhaust manifold bolts. These are 12mm. You can get all 1, 2, one down here, this one, but I had to put a wrench on that one. And you can get all those with a 12mm, which it was a little tight, so I had to kind of, use some leverage and use another wrench to break it loose. So you can get all those off with a 12mm wrench or with the 12mm. All right, I'll be right back when I get these intake manifold bolts loosened, and then I'm gonna go up in there and show you guys where the brake unbolted from the exhaust. Okay, I'm under the car. It's one exhaust bolt right here, and then another one right there. They're both 14mm, and then that bolt right there, that's a 14mm. And then on the other side, there's another bolt right there. That's a 14mm. And then once you take that off, the whole catalytic converter comes off. I left the bolts on the top just to hold the weight of the catalytic converter. So, and if you want to change the bottom O2 sensor, it's right here. This is 7/8, and this is the O2 sensor. Let me see if I can see where it plugs in. And it plugs in right here in the front. You just unplug it from right there and screw it off from right there. That's the Bank 2 O2 sensor, 7/8 socket. So I unloosened the manifold bolts right here just to hold the weight of the converter, so it's not just dropping. Well, you know what, it's not going to drop anyway because it has the studs, so that'll hold the weight. So you can take those off if you want. All right, I'll be right back with the new converter. So yeah, I gotta take these bolts off. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. You see that bolt right there? I gotta take that one off on that side for that bracket, and the other one off on the other side. Let me zoom in on that bracket right there. The nut. It's like on the, well, yeah, on the side of the exhaust. That whole bracket has to come off with it. And then under, okay, so under, I'm taking these off. Let me see if I got a light. Okay, I'm taking these off right here. And this is bolting. It's two, one on each side. That one right there, and that one right there. On it's just a little bracket for the exhaust to give me a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom out. Give me just a little bit of wiggle room with the exhaust. Drop the exhaust a little bit. And these are 12 millimeters, and the other two are 14. So I'll be right back when I take those off. Okay, so I ended up leaving that bracket on and this bracket on this side. I just took off, which gave me enough room to just pull the whole, well, let me zoom out. Which gave me enough room to just pull the whole catalytic converter out. So that's how you take the catalytic converter off for Toyota Camry. We got a new one. Of course, always replace your gaskets and always spray your bolts with WD-40. Of course, we're gonna probably have to take that heat shield off, this outside part right here, and bolt it onto the new one. It's the catalytic converter. It came with all new gaskets, oxygen sensors. So you always want to match it up. Make sure you got the right part. So I'll be back with you with the finished product. Okay, so we're changing the second catalytic converter as well, which is all bolt on. You can see it, measured it up to make sure it's the same length. So with changing the second converter, of course you're gonna have to take apart those two bolts, but also those two. You can probably pull that out, but you know, if you want to, you can just take apart those two bolts. And then, let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, you see the two bolts right there on the actual, right, oh, that's too bright. But anyway, let me go down there. It's like right there on the side of the actual pipe down here. Why is this brightness so bright? Okay, there it is. So yeah, you're gonna have to take apart that bolt right there, and then it's another one on the other side. And I believe these are 12s, and those probably are 14s or 9/16. So I'll be right back as soon as I take off the second cap, which that's the second cap right there, that round piece. So we'll be right back.